Yo, good morning, bro. I need some advice, please. It's like 5 a.m. I'm in London right now, and I'm in this apartment till December 1st. So this is just like a short stay apartment. And then I was supposed to be moving to Canary Wharf, London, at December 1st, but my apartment just got cancelled. So I'm like looking for a new one. And I'm kind of like back to the drawing board. And it's kind of like I've got options again, and I really wanted to get more people's advice. Because right now I'm actually feeling uncertain. Like I was certain London was the place, and I'm feeling a little bit uncertain now. And the reason why is because I'm considering like 4 different places that I could live in. So I'm going to tell you my ideas. I'm going to tell you the decisions I could make, and I'd appreciate you just like leaving a comment and just telling me what your advice would be. But what I want is for you to just bear in mind that like I'm a very purposeful man. Like I've dedicated everything of my life to like this movement. Like that's all I care about. So I'm not like, don't think about it in terms of like from your shoes. So I'm gonna tell you the decisions. Don't think like, oh well, you know, I like, oh London sounds sick, I'd move there. Think about it, not even in like the shoes of my personal kind of life. Think about it specifically. This is the question I just asked. Where should I live, which would give me more leverage in this movement? Leverage is kind of like power, control, like a positive benefit. Where should I live out of the places that I'm going to tell you would give this movement, my leadership, the best benefit? That's what I care about. And of course, like I need a sort of personal life that's good enough so that, you know, I'm mentally good and everything as well, right? So the 4 that we have is London in Canary Wharf, which is just about like a mile away from where I am right now. That's where I was just like 2 weeks ago when I was staying in a hotel. And I liked it there, to be honest. Canary Wharf. If you haven't already, you can like quickly go on Google and just search like Canary Wharf, and you'll be able to see. It's like London seems like, oh, it's a failed state and stuff, but it's Canary Wharf is its own little kind of island. It's like a 1 mile radius of like really fancy buildings, and I've always fucking loved that, man. That's been the dream for a while. It's like these fancy buildings next to the canals and stuff, and it reminds me of a place that I used to live in a few years ago. So that was where I was set, and I literally thought, okay, I'm definitely moving there. But since the apartment got cancelled, it was some bullshit with the landlord. Like I paid, and I was ready to pay 12 months up front, and the landlord wanted to back out because they wanted to consider an offer of someone who was like 100 or 200 pounds more per month. It was just like, it blew my mind. I was like, what the fuck? Like we had an agreement, and they were literally considering 100 pounds extra per month. I was about to drop 60k for this apartment, and this landlord just considered like an extra 1,000 pounds for the entire year. I was like, what is wrong with you? So I literally, they wanted me to like outbid this other person, and I literally just sent them a message saying like, nah, like retract my offer. I'm not like living in your place. If we had an agreement, we shook hands, and now you want to backtrack, it's like, that's fine. I was going to literally transfer 60 fucking K. Like we already had the agreement. I was going to pay 12 months up front, and my apartment was going to be pretty expensive as well, right? So it's London. The main reason why I wanted to move to London, why I'm considering, well, let me tell you all of the, okay, so number 1 is London. Number 2 is actually Dubai. And one of the main reasons obviously is like 0% tax. I need to like really wrap my mind around how this works, but if it works how I think it works, Dubai will literally save us hundreds of thousands. I've not paid tax on my business just yet. Like I haven't reached that point in the year where you pay tax, and like the business, like the company that I've made for the business is kind of new, but like the tax bill is going to be fucking big, bro. The tax bill is going to be this year coming up. So, you know, in a couple of months we pay tax, right? As businesses, as like entrepreneurs in the UK, the tax bill will be roughly, let's say £50,000. So just randomly, £50,000 is just going to disappear from my bank account. But from the time going forward, with the money that this company's making, plus when like I release my book and everything else, bro, I expect in the next few years to lose like over £1 million just to tax, that's pretty fucking big money, man. That's pretty big fucking money. So that's a big part. And then the reason why I was considering Dubai, because it seems like, oh wait, why would I move there? It's not like my kind of place, is it? But then I just thought, like, man, like how is Dubai and London so different? They're both like major cities. They're both quite like, you know, quite almost like lifeless, like soulless, loveless in almost a sense. And of course, you know, you'll meet nice people in there, but relatively it's like, you know, it's like just a big like fancy ass city. So I thought, like, shit, like if I'm considering London and I'm actually fucking here right now, then I may as well consider Dubai. Like I never thought I would do, but now that I'm living in London now, living in a major city, I was like, yeah, like if I was in Dubai right now, what would be different than London? it would be warm, it would be safer, it would be cleaner. I'd save 100,000 per year more, literally hundreds of thousands per year from tax. Do you know what I mean? With the income that I'm making, it's like I'd be one of those like Dubai like rich guy, not like rich, but like I'd have a very good life there personally. And the only thing that's putting me off Dubai is just kind of that thing of like, wait, I wouldn't be relatable to the boys anymore. I'd be some like rich prick in Dubai. Do you know what I mean? And I wouldn't be relatable to the boys in a certain sense. Of course, I still have like all the years of like being a Jeffrey, but so I don't want to just move over and then me be so different to you. Me being in London, like the biggest reason why I want to be here is because of these small like micro interactions. Like I'm just walking through the street and every single day I've been here for the last like 3 weeks, bro, every single day I've been recognized. And like that's micro interaction of some guy just, whoa, you Hamza, whoa, bro, you changed my life, especially that video where you said X. In my mind, I'm like, you don't realize how fucking valuable that is, that you've just like validated some certain video that I made, and now I'm thinking, oh shit, okay, so this video helped this kind of guy, let me go and make another video like that. Imagine a whole year of me experiencing those kinds of interactions. I think London is the place where I'll have most interactions with my boys, that's incredibly valuable. That's really, really fucking valuable. So it's London, specifically Canary Wharf. So it's very important that we talk about like the place, because London seems like a dangerous place. Andrew Tate's really been saying, oh, you know, so dangerous, it's so failed. And like a lot of part of it is, but Canary Wharf, if you literally just go and Google it, you'll see it's like a 1 mile radius of literally just like rich motherfuckers who wear suits and they work in like banks and stuff. So it's like, the vibe's very nice. I've met like very successful people there already. Dubai, you pretty much only live in like one place of Dubai. It's called like JBR. It's next to this beach, and all the big fancy buildings are there. Only like 5 miles of Dubai is really built up, and the rest of it's just quite impoverished. So obviously I'd end up living in like that one exact part that like every other entrepreneur lives in. Then the third is like somewhere in the UK, but somewhere which has got a lot of nature, and like Scotland is like the place. So essentially that place I was just living in just a few weeks ago, I was in Scotland, close to a city called Inverness. I was about 3 miles away from this one city. If you can go and Google Inverness, Inverness. I was like 3 miles away from there, just in a bit more closer to the mountains. Literally the second most beautiful place I've ever lived in. The mental health, fucking phenomenal, amazing time there. I was with Anastasia as well. Such a good time, and like there's a bit of friction, you know, like, oh, it's time to go to the gym, let's get in the car and go drive for 15 minutes. It's not ideal. Like, I know that's normal for a lot of people, but like at the point that I'm at, it's like, I don't want to sound like a dickhead, bro, but like I can easily make more than £1,000 per hour. I was showing Anastasia this. It's like, if I click on a video on the second channel, for example, and it's 10 minutes long and it's made £200 in YouTube Avenue, and you times that by 6, that's 1.2k. It's like I can very easily, it's like, it's not hard for me to, I know I don't want to sound like a dickhead, but it's just very important to, you know, make these decisions. It's not hard for me to make £1,000 per hour. So for me to like be somewhere a little bit more rural, and it's like a 10-minute commute to the gym, bro, I'm losing like £100 there and another £100 back. This is why like all entrepreneurs really live in like the city. They get food delivered to them. They have like a gym in their building and stuff, because like Andrew Tate says this, it's not even worth his time to go to the gym anymore. This is like a new level that you might not be at just yet, but hopefully you can like not see me as a bad person for saying, oh yeah, well, I'm so valuable, but actually like get inspired and think like, wait, what the fuck? Like I've never been exposed to this kind of wealth before, this like leverage before. Andrew Tate doesn't go to the gym. He just does 500 push-ups a day, because it's literally not worth his time to like get ready and step outside of his house for the gym, because it's literally like, if my hour is worth £1,000, £2,000, his is maybe worth 10, 20k. It's not worth it for him to lose like 20k worth of value for a gym workout. This is why like every entrepreneur I see, literally like they have a gym in their building and like they stay there. So that's why like Scotland is like a very beautiful place. It's very natural. There's mountains and lakes, but it's not really set up for the kind of like entrepreneur life. If I moved way closer to the city, then it would be, you know, the gym's way closer. But then at that point, it's like I'm just living in a random city. You know, the beauty of Scotland was like I was a few miles away from the city, and I was like literally just amongst the mountains, which was so fucking beautiful. And then finally, the fourth place is Thailand, and it's the exact place that I was just in a few months ago, which is Koh Samui. It's like an island off Thailand. It's still part of Thailand, but it's like such a beautiful island. I don't think I'd go there again. It was like a beautiful place, like literally the most beautiful place that I've been to, like visually beautiful. And the thought of like being in the warmth around the Thai people again, and be training Muay Thai and stuff, it's like, it's so nice, but I think it's more of a novelty. I don't think that would be my home. So what I'm looking for is like a home for like at least a year, preferably longer. So I'm not sure. I don't think Thailand, even with like the visas and stuff, like I've got connections in Thailand and I've got money, so whatever like the visa situation is, like I'll pass it, no problem. I know that. And it's interesting because the people in the visa, the immigration office in Koh Samui knew me from YouTube, and they literally like, they were like starstruck, and so I got like speeded through the entire system and everything. Bro, like having power and status and clout fucking helps your life, man. So I probably wouldn't go back. Thailand's more of like a holiday place for me, and it's a very special place in my heart because it's what started this entrepreneurship journey, but I don't think I'd ever call it home. So essentially I have three options which I'm journaling about right now. Straight after I end this video, I'm going to journal about them. We have London, Canary Wharf, Dubai, and Scotland, or somewhere else in the UK, which is just like really peaceful and natural. I think this one, thinking about thinking about like peace and nature, I think is it's the most closest to me. Like if I asked myself last night, I was literally trying to sleep and I was thinking about this decision, and I just asked myself, what would Adonis do? And straight away I was like, yeah, he'd live in peaceful nature. And of course, you know, sometimes I've said, oh, Adonis is like a successful entrepreneur and stuff, so he might, you know, by that account live in the city or something. But generally we'd assume a man like Adonis like would be somewhere in nature. But is that definitely what's going to be best for me in the movements? In one sense, the man I would become from a whole year of living amongst the mountains and my mental health being good would be really nice. And you know, you'd imagine just a whole year of videos where you see mountains behind me. That would be fucking sick. I'd be that, like, that mental health guy, which would be so fucking nice. But then those mini frictions of living in a place like that also like compound for the entire year, and would mean that like my output, my success, my sort of drive is very much less than what it would be in like a city like this. And if I'm gonna live in somewhere which is like peaceful nature and stuff, I'm gonna meet a lot less people who like are, you know, like who are entrepreneurs, successful and stuff. You know, the people I met there were I literally just met kids there. I literally just met like 15, 16, 17-year-old guys who were still in like school and everything, because I assumed like anyone who's like my age probably moved out of that kind of city and then moved into like one of the bigger cities. As soon as, like, it's such a new dynamic for me. As soon as I came to London, for the first time in my life, I've met guys who are my age who are actually successful, and I'm thinking like, shit, like I could learn a lot from this guy. Like I really want to be friends with him. Fuck. You know, we all think about our own self-interest, and like oftentimes over the last year or something, I've made friends who I've never really like, do you know what I mean? Like it's a new thing for me to meet someone who I'm actually thinking like, fuck, this is like a fucking like successful ass guy right now. Like I actually really want to like sort of like become friends and like see, you know, what value I can provide to him, he can do for me and stuff. So how much are these micro interactions worth with my boys? Because the biggest thing for me, you know, like I've been really writing this down and clarifying, like I don't just want to be like a YouTuber. I want to be and like become what's called a level 5 leader. There's an author, John C. Maxwell. If you're doing anything like me, you'd really want to go look at his books. John Maxwell. And he has this book where he talks about the 5 levels of leadership. And like, so for example, level 1 is like position. So it's like, it's your manager. You have to follow him. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, he's a dickhead, but like you've got to. All the way to level 5, which is like you are at the pinnacle of leadership, and you will literally be wrote about in books, and you will be remembered for the movement that you created. And that's fucking deeply fucking motivated for me, man, to think like, holy shit, like there's levels to this shit, and like that's what I'm pushing towards. I'd never wanted to be just a basic ass YouTuber. I wanted to just think like, bro, imagine if the entire fucking world of boys our age literally got into self-improvement and started becoming like more masculine and disciplined and got into the gym, and like imagine an entire generation of our men going into the mirror and actually smiling when they look at themselves, thinking like, fuck, I've been building my body, I look so good, I feel so good. That's what I wanted, man. And so how that's like the thing that means the most to me, man. You've always heard like, purpose, like once you find your purpose, like that's the, like, bro, I'm fucking there, man. Literally my life is dedicated to this shit, bro. So this is this is literally one of the biggest decisions I have to make now, is where would I live for at least a year, if not longer. And London seems like the place where I would meet most of my boys. It seems like, if you're gonna be in the UK, it's like you're only 2 hours away from London. So when I do a meetup here, it's like it would go crazy. And also just the random guys like I keep bumping into. And I think that's I can't tell how valuable that would be compared to like me just hopping onto like Discord, for example, my Discord server. If I just hop onto that and just join one of the video calls and whoa, it's absolutely, whoa, like you changed my life, bro. Like essentially, wouldn't it be roughly the same thing? Of course, in real life would be better. It's more physical and stuff. But wouldn't it roughly be the same thing? Could I not have that same kind of micro interaction just by going onto my Discord server, but being in Dubai or being in Scotland? Because that's pretty much the only reason why I'm thinking London really wins. It's just because this is like the hub of like my UK followers, and even anyone who's not in the UK can come here. Whereas Dubai is like a very secluded place. It's like, I assume I'd meet some people there, but not so much like anywhere near to the level that I would here. Like here, it's been every single day that I'm getting recognized, which it's like, it does amazing things for you, man. When you're getting recognized and someone literally said like, 17-year-old kid says like, your videos changed my life. I was struggling with this. I saw this video of yours and now I'm like this. That's extremely valuable. So I'm gonna journal, and I just wanted to post this video. I know this is weird as fuck, of like a YouTuber literally asking you like where you think he should live, but I hope it's kind of clear. Like, fuck, man, I've dedicated my life to this shit. You don't even understand, man. I fuck up so many times, I make so many mistakes, but like I am here to serve you, and like I'm literally asking you like where I should live that would be best for you. There's levels to this shit. You always heard about men with purpose, bro. This is like, now you're seeing it, man. Fuck, I've become that fucking guy, man. I always used to see people talk about purpose, mission and stuff. I was like, yeah, whatever. And now I'm waking up at like, it was like 4:30. I was like, okay, where should I live that would best help my boys? Like all I need is like a gym nearby and the ability to like order food or some shit. Like that's it. This question, I'm gonna answer it in my journal, but the idea is really interesting. Where should I live which would give me the most leverage to achieve my objective, which is like help men improve themselves, educate and inspire my generation of men, reach level 5 leadership, become like a pinnacle leader. I expect that to take me years and years and years. But where should I live that would give me the most leverage? That was a very interesting word that I used for this question, because leverage is almost like an entrepreneur term, and it just kind of means like power, control, kind of like resources that you could use, right? And straight away when I wrote that word, I was like, yeah, Dubai. Because what would give me the most leverage is that if I was saving hundreds, £1 million over the next 2-3 years, imagine being able to reinvest that back into the business, back into like the movements, back into employing 10 people, 50 people. Imagine like the shit you'd be able to do if like you saved that much money. And also like it's kind of clear to me, maybe it is to you, like Dubai is where I'd become most monetarily successful. I'd like, just by being in that kind of culture of being in Dubai, I expect my like net worth and my sort of success to go up the most. Whereas, for example, being in Scotland, I expect my sort of like mental health side to go up the most. Is that what, like, personally, do I want to focus on just mental, like, not really, I'm not gonna lie, like, mental health is one of those things you should prioritize and then get to like a very good baseline, and then after that it's like you don't need to like obviously like keep meditating, keep journaling, keep experiencing love and everything, but it's not like it's my priority anymore, because I've already got it to a very good baseline. Now it's like, I spent like 2 years really focused on mental health. Now it's like I've got the capability to literally wake up early and enjoy working, which is fucking like, that was the goal in the first place. So now what my actual goal is, like, let's say for my personal side, is like, yeah, just increase success, which would come from London or Dubai, or like the sort of city vibe where I'm networking, and like literally the first 2 days here I've met a guy and we've been like it's just fucking nice meeting someone who you actually respect and you look up to in a certain sense. I'm like, whoa, this guy's actually really successful. He's went through like quite a difficult life, and like he's putting me onto, he's taught me things, and that doesn't happen often. which one would give me more leverage to achieve the objective of educating and inspiring our generation? How much relatability would I lose if I was in Dubai or London? From my understanding, I don't think I lose that much relatability for being in London, especially because imagine if you, like, you know, some new follower sees like a picture of me with a bunch of guys in London consistently, like every week they just keep seeing more meetups. They're like, holy shit, this guy's like so close to his followers. That's fucking sick. And then it's like, oh, well, yeah, he's got a nice apartment in London. That's a little bit unrelatable. The majority of our boys who are 18 to 20 or something, they won't have like an apartment in, like, you know, some skyrise apartment like I will have. So that's a little bit unrelatable, but it's kind of like, oh shit, okay, but you know, he's still like down to earth and everything. I think the amount of relatability that I'll lose from being in Dubai will be just quite significant, to be honest, because I don't think anyone watching would be able to relate to me being in that kind of environment or country or whatever. That's if I really become that kind of like Dubai kind of guy. Whereas if I just recorded a video like this in my room, like, maybe it wouldn't be that different. I don't know, man. But I'll upload this video. I'll see what the boys say. I'm going to do my own journaling because I'm back to square one, man. I've got till December 1st to figure this out. London, Dubai, Scotland, or anywhere sort of like peaceful nature in the UK, and then potentially Thailand or any other country. I'm still most favoring London because I think it's like the best of all. It's still like a vibrant city. It's still close enough to my boys. It's in the country that I know and everything. But then it was literally just yesterday I just started considering it, and I just asked myself, like, what's the difference between being in London and Dubai anyway? It's like, if like the part of London I'm gonna live in is like just major fancy city anyway. Is it really that different from living in Dubai? The only difference really would be that, like, I'd save a lot of fucking money that I could reinvest straight back into the business instead of paying tax to the UK government. Let me know, bro. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.